Thanks for joining us tonight for a Dreamtime Transmission. Hopefully, these dreams help you drift into sleep easily. I would greatly appreciate it if you liked and subscribed before you drift off. New videos are released every night, so join us tomorrow if you like. Thank you, and good night.
From Chessa OG. So pretty much the title sums it up. Every few nights over the last 3 weeks, I'm having a dream in which I'm stuck, unable to move, whilst a tiger, not a friendly one, is hissing and generally intimidating me from the other side of my room, sometimes behind a sofa, sometimes blocking the door or windows. But I am always stuck, unable to coax him in another direction to be able to escape. I am yet to get out of the room before I wake up. Nobody comes to help either, no matter how hard I shout for it.
From Certain Success 5660. In the dream, my older sister took me hiking and introduced me to a type of mushroom. I ate them raw, and my body continued to grow. This is a dream you really want, not a delusion.
From Tough Inside 5481. Had a dream last night, me and my partner were at a party. In some city I've never been to before, New York, possibly. Out the corner of my eye I see this object in the sky above the city further down a hill. 4 rectangular pillars creating a sort of rectangular prism sort of thing. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I'll create a drawing at some point. I think they were made up of black and red colors with gold writing or hieroglyphs down each pillar. Anyways, as I go to focus on said UFO, it starts to nosedive out of the sky and towards the city below. I grab my girlfriend and start to push her up the hill, knowing this thing is about some serious damage. I look back as it hits the city, and the whole skyline just explodes like a nuke or something has hit it. Don't remember anything else. My GF woke me up saying I was throwing punches under the cover, trying to have a fight with something. This isn't my first UFO dream. Need to stay out the rabbit hole before bed.
From Joe Snuffy. I've been having these dreams more and more frequently, but they all have to the same themes. A black bear running away from me and another black bear, usually really far away, coming to attack me. The dream I had last night is as follows. I was at my back door and I saw something crawl underneath my fence, and when I went outside to look, it appeared from out of the ground a black bear. Another one materialized, both very large in size, and before I could do anything they began to run from me. I chased them for a short period towards my garage, and that's when they disappeared, and far in the distance, when I turned to the left, I saw a much larger, angrier black bear. As I began to run and look around, and thinking where to go, I woke up, which happens every time. It's a strange dream, and a lot to interpret. I appreciate any and all responses. Thank you.
From Prestigious Clerk 9115. For the last couple of nights, I've dreamt about me driving without holding on to the steering wheel. I'm just pressing the gas and letting the car go until I'm about to crash. Right before I'm going to crash, I finally take control of the steering wheel to avoid crashing. A few days ago, I had another dream where someone stole my car, and the person who stole it brought it back to me, and the right side of my car was crashed into. Then, for whatever reason, they stole it again. I saw them driving my car, and I just asked if I could get my belongings out of there, and that they could keep the car. The person threw all my stuff out the window and took off. I'm going through crazy life changes right now, as well as, you guessed it, car issues. From Debt Comprehensive 3112. I have been having a recurring dream for 5 years. In it, I am abused, harassed, attacked, cut, etc. It is terrifying. I am told in the dream that it is a game that people play in another dimension where they try to enlighten people in their dreams. It's had real-life consequences for me because the content of the dream is so disturbing, and I get upset thinking about it the next day and feel depressed. In the dream, I've been told by some people that the dream world is a way that enlightened people pass on their illnesses to regular people who don't know about the game. I have been told that right now, because there is so much stress in the world, that it's an ideal time for enlightened people to do this to regular people, because of the stress opening up a window to other dimensions where people can or believe they can disrupt things with their mind. Their goal is to make people as confused as possible and believe that they are other people and are time traveling and astral traveling in dreams to be other people, in the hope of giving the person schizophrenia in their real life and winning points in the game and becoming more enlightened. They will tell people in the dream that they committed a crime or that they did something awful in the hope that the person won't remember the dream, but will remember the content in their subconscious and worry about it while awake, enough to believe that they did something awful. I have gotten very upset in these dreams and told these people to stop attacking me. When they realize I have a memory about the dreams and am not forgetting about them in my waking hours, they prey on me even more. Does anyone know what this is? In the dream, I'm told that people who have more benefits, wealth, mansions, fame, big businesses, hit movies, are winning the game. I am told that essentially they are the ones who are able to convince the most people of being ill or doing crime. And when these people inevitably have to leave their jobs or get sick, the enlightened people are rewarded with the salary of the person who can no longer work. I am told that we are all influenced by hearing about this game in our dreams, and that the universe covers up the game with bizarre news stories to try to help people not feel crazy in their waking life. But that good enlightened people can't do anything to stop it, because the world's stress is too high. I have seen specific people in these dreams, and recurring people who harass me, but I don't want to say their name because it's just a dream. But honestly, it feels so weird. I end up waking up from the dream with information about things that I later find out are true. Thoughts?
From Cottagecore Goth, just a note, mentions of death and side. So, I'm sure it's not uncommon for dead loved ones to show up in your dreams. I first experienced this when my grandmother died in 2017, which was the first time I'd lost someone close to me. Often, when I would see her, I had this sense of, this is important because I don't have her in real life. However, that didn't necessarily translate to the conscious knowledge of this is a dream. A couple of years ago, a childhood friend of mine died by suicide. He started appearing in my dreams too. My grandmother usually appeared surrounded by other family. My friend was usually among other mutual friends from that time in my life. Except with him, I started making the conscious conclusion, this is a dream, because he's dead in real life. And so whenever I had middle school, high school dreams, and he was there, I would become aware that I was dreaming. And then, this is where it started to feel a little weird. Because now he sometimes shows up in dreams where he has no reason to be. They're not dreams about him. We usually don't even interact. I'll just see him in passing or in a crowd or something, and have the realization that I'm in a dream. I do genuinely feel that I've processed and worked through his death, so it just feels strange. I guess it's just kind of unsettling. Not in the dreams themselves, but I feel weird about it. Especially since this didn't happen with my grandmother, at least not to this degree. My childhood friend and I had fallen out of touch years before his death. My grandmother and I were always close. Maybe it has something to do with her death being more anticipated. She was in very poor health, as opposed to someone taking his own life. I don't know. I kind of just had to get this off my chest and didn't know where else to do it. I kind of wish it would stop, because it feels uncomfortable when I wake up. I kind of wish it would happen with my grandmother again, because I might be able to have the conscious, I'm dreaming realization this time, and maybe I could talk to her. I don't know. It's just weird. TLDR. I accidentally taught myself to lucid dream, and my totem is my dead friend's face.
From Jerry in the Galaxy. I've had this one loads of times. I have a wife, been married since high school. We have lovely children. We all love each other. We have a beautiful home. I have a great well-paying job, great colleagues. Everything is just going great. Then I wake up, think, oh man, my wife needs to hear about this one. Try to text her. Realize, I don't have a wife, nor a girlfriend. Turn on my lights, see my messy one-bedroom apartment. Go to my dead-end job, and just feel like dog shit the entire day. If it happens on the weekend, I stay in bed, absolutely sobbing it out for a few hours, wishing for it all to come back, sometimes even with thoughts of suicide, but it never comes to that. After a while, I just make myself coffee and try to go on with my day. I have this one every 6 months, maybe. and it takes me a good week to completely forget it.
From Tata Matinjo. Encountered killings and weird stuff on my dreams last night. If someone who knows can explain what this is, I would really appreciate it. I know no one can, but at least a bit, because I'm scared if these dreams mean something, like happening in real life. I'm actually terrified. I just woke up and I thought to get some comfort or at least someone to talk to me about it. It usually happens to me. I mostly see scary dreams. I don't know why, and it's not like I put a lot of faith into them. I let them slip, and sometimes I even forget them. I don't see dreams usually, but every time I see it gotta be so f-kai weird that it creeps the shot out of me. I don't know, and I don't get it. I just woke up from 4 to 5 different dreams. I don't know even if they were linked, but I'll explain them in simple, short context. So the first dream was about a guy getting killed. I was in my town, buying scent from a small shop, and then I see someone shot someone like 5 to 6 times with a gun in a small range. It was actually disturbing. I didn't pay much attention to the details because my first instinct was to run. I runned while people were screaming in agony. It was a visual representation of my town, exactly as it is. Now, from after running from the scene, I somehow got teleported to my home in my room. This looked like another dream. I was sheltering some guy in my room. I don't know how he got in there. I was scared. In my dream, I felt like the guy who was in room was trying to hide and was the one who did the shooting. But I didn't speak or act upon anything. This was a short version. I don't remember much of this. It ended. Now the third dream is near the same place that happened the shooting. The places that I'm explaining somehow are me getting teleported because I haven't walked there or anything. These are just fractions of my dream. And what I was saying, the third one was at the same place where shooting happened down a road. There was a lot of people with guns, shouting, walking around like army or whatever, and a gun gets thrown at my face. I somehow catch it and have it with me. Later on this dream, I have this gun with me. It's like a militarily assault rifle gun. And I'm thinking to myself of selling it to someone for money on some website, LMAO. Okay, now the fourth dream, I was in a train. It looked like we were driving the train. It was a modern train, those white fast trains going around town. And I was with my friend, didn't recognize him, but somehow we knew that the train is gonna explode, so we needed to find a way out. I was messing out and figuring out the windows. As soon as the explosion will start, we will just jump out of the windows. I don't remember much of this too. Now the two last fraction of the dreams. I don't know the order of the dreams that I'm explaining. So the fifth dream was leaving my car in the middle of the road and going to do something. But when I came back, my car was taken by the police because I parked it in the middle of the road. Now the last fraction of the dream, this has to do, I think, with that train explosion. After we got out, I think we went to someone's house. I don't remember who were there or even recognize the people. Now the interesting part is that again, I encountered a dead person. The police came knocking on the door. When we all came out, he proceeded to tell us that this guy has died and we wanted to inform you. And this guy was exactly a visual representation of a guy I know in my town. The police said the first and last name of this guy that I know. After this, we cried, and we headed down the road to find the leftover pieces of the wood. Because the police said that he died axing wood in the forest for winter, I guess, and a bunch of pieces of wood smashed his head and he died. When we got down the road, we saw the piece of the wood in a corner covered with blood, the pieces that hit him and caused him to die. And then I woke up, LMAO.
From Proper Trouble 6639. I just had a dream at school during a school shooting, but they don't really happen at this school. But my last one had a good few. Also, it was raining really hard, but no thunder or lightning, and there were a few other people, and we went outside for some reason, but inside until I woke up. It felt like a good dream for some reason, but I do like the rain if that is the reason.
From Elvis Parsley 11026. I need some advice or interpretation about my recent dream last night. I saw Jesus wearing a white robe, and he doesn't speak. I was on his back and laid my head on him, kneeled and cried while holding his arms with this emotions that I'm sorry for my wrongdoings. I have someone kneeling before Jesus, and Jesus showed me these words, "We are as one." After I read that, I felt he never left me and felt protected. As couple of minutes, there is a young lady who saw us three, and she looked shocked. She saw Jesus, and she want to be close nearby to Jesus and me standing behind Jesus. I am telling silently to the young lady to kneel also, and I said these words, repent, multiple times. Can someone help me enlighten about my dreams?
From Independent Edi 23-9. It's been 2-3 days that I keep getting such dreams. People getting diagnosed with cancer in my dreams. Is it a possibility that something might be wrong with me or someone around me? Let me know if this has happened with anyone else.
From Juice Arld 888. Just had a dream that a man lit my house on fire, and I literally felt my heart beat out of my chest and my BP rise while I was trying to escape the house on fire. Will I be fine, or is it concerning?
From Seco420. I just had the scariest dream of my life, and I don't know how to explain it. Basically, the dream starts out with me being in my grandma's house alone, and then it starts seeing and hearing weird stuff later on in the dream is every scary ghost, demon looking down at me from the home stairs, and I run away to another home to the other side of my grandma's home, and I look into the window of a house and see me sister looking at me with the most sinister, demonic smile ever and laughing. Then after that, my mom appears next to me, walking towards me with same smile, and just disappears. When my mom finally came home, it told her what happened, and she totally ignored me and did not care, but then Witch very randomly and his aced family member appeared in front of us and started talking to my mom, explaining what was happening, and I was being haunted by 7 different demosts, and he had all 7 different printed HD pictures of them which looked like portraits of the man. He showed them all, which I had seen 4 of them already in that short time, and I am 19 years old. And I can possibly say it's the scariest dream I've ever had, and I've had some really good dreams. Later, after showing the pictures, my mom didn't really care and left. And I looked at my family member, and his face just went sad as my mom walked away, and he disappeared after I blinked. And I then look into the window of the house and see another ghost/demon looking at me. When I then walk into the house again, and I woke up IRL with cold shivers and sweating to the time being perfect at 3 in the night. Edit. If you have seen the movie Smile, my sister and mom in the dream had almost same smile, and they had big eye bags, which they don't have IRL.
From EMEB3112, not sure this is the right place to post this, but I'm not sure where else I would. I don't get sleep paralysis often, but when I do, I find it happens when I fall asleep around 3 to 5 a.m. And when I wake up after having it and try to go back to sleep, I have it again. So I have to basically stay awake afterwards, or else I'll get it again. Anyways, my question is it normal to feel like you're intensely shaking while having sleep paralysis? I don't see any figure or anything when I have it, but I have this intense feeling of some kind of dark presence. And then I feel as though my body violently shakes. I'm not sure if my body's actually shaking or if it just somehow feels like it is. Anyone know anything about this?
From Witch Guava 6189. Hey everybody, sorry if my message is a little hard to read. I'm very tired, and it's currently 1 a.m. and I cannot wrap my head around this, and I need an explanation. This has happened to me multiple times, but while I am trying to fall asleep, I usually get my dream started. What I mean? Like I start imagining what I want to dream about and start playing the dream through my head. And once I fall asleep, it feels like I'm actually living through it. So tonight, I was specifically dreaming about me getting picked up in a luxury sports car. Don't make fun of me. But while the pictures were running through my head, an old junky car was popping up instead, which pissed me off because the point of my dream was to get picked up in this expensive car. However, my brain just kept producing the image of the ugly broken car. Why does my brain do this to me?
From Hi Imdad I, 30s, had a bizarre dream last night about a demon that would take an eye for immortality. First, it was old people doing this, and then he took mine. If anyone knows what this could mean, I would appreciate that. It took place outside in a forest, with a small wooden building in the background. I've thought about it all day.
From Sweet D. I had a very close friend in elementary school that I drifted apart from in middle and high school, and really just became acquaintances on social media, although no bad feelings and lots of good memories. She passed away unexpected a few years ago now, I think at around 33 years old. I was shocked and quite sad and experienced some grief. I looked up old photos of us and journaled about it, but it was years ago, and I moved on. This year, she has started to show up in my dreams so frequently, it's weirding me out. It's strange because I don't think of her much, and she is never a star character in the dreams. She's always tertiary, like it has nothing to do with her, but I know it's taking place at her house. Or I find a purse and know it's hers. Or I'm at a restaurant with someone else and she's the waitress. If she or my subconscious wants to get a point across to me, why wouldn't the dreams be more direct?
From I Can't Find My Sweater. Think Unity, Rick and Morty. They somehow assimilate people, like into a one mind, wear black hoodie robes. They assess a person's best qualities and assign them a job, sometimes force you to work on what you fear most, to become the best version of you. They will work on it forever. In their global company, everyone works there. For some reason, gave me a marketer. If they don't assign you a job, they make you sleep until you'll be next useful. They have weird tech, monitor the schedules of everyone. I don't think these robe people were fully human. Weird.
From Chocolate 1542. So, I had this dream 2 times tonight. Basically, I had this dream where this something character was haunting me. A song Poimala was playing. Deaf, not real. I tried using a cross with my fingers the second time, but it didn't work. Starting to think it's Omori related, but it's in my own dreams. Please help. I don't want this dream anymore. Even as a 17-year-old, that fucking scares me. I'm helpless. I can't control myself in my dreams. I need help. This is just Nightmare on Elm Street again, except it doesn't kill me.
From East Youth 1939. So for a while I've been asking for a sign if I can accomplish this one thing I have always wanted to do in life, and that is to become a singer. I have wanted this since I was 6, and tonight I finally got my answer. I was sleeping, then all of a sudden someone whispered in my ear and said, "Next year you will become a star." This is not the first time I've been told stuff though, dreams, and won't ever be the last. But when I am told stuff, though dreams, it's like I am in a different realm than if I am just having a regular nightly dream.
From Z-Spam. Why do I keep having sleep paralysis every time I took an afternoon nap? I really can't stop getting a nap in the afternoon because I'm usually really tired from school. My dreams are sometimes recurrent too. Right now, I just got out from a sleep paralysis. I remember trying so hard waking up from that dream. There's this moment when I woke up from the sleep paralysis dream. I saw my mom is beside me and I passed by her since I need to drink water. She was also beside the couch. I was having a nap. So when I woke up, I asked my mom if she's standing beside the couch earlier. She said yes. What does that mean?
From 0Y Shiu. I had a dream where I was at the grocery store, and as I looked up, the woman who was supposed to pack my groceries seemed to resemble my therapist and was giving me a serious, slightly pissed off facial expression. Her face was half human, but also half reptilian. What could this mean?
From TB03102, I keep my phone on a magnetic mount attached to a beanbag next to my bed at night. Last night, I had a dream where there was a small box next to the edge of a table. I don't remember why exactly, but the box kept getting closer to the edge and I kept getting more and more anxious. Finally, the box falls and I jump awake. At that very instant, the suction let go and my phone fell to the floor. Kinda blew my mind.
From Cocoa Beans 770, one of them told me, "Where are you going, sexy?" When I reached a dead end, I was so frightened, I woke up. I forgot I was a girl in the dream the whole time until I woke up. I'm a guy.
From Legitimate Mess 1228. So coming from a family that's heavily involved in Santeria, the practice of white magic, it's rather normal to see dreams as a means to receive important messages from those who watch over us. Like one occasion years ago that I saw a peculiar woman in my dreams, who I initially thought was my grandmother, reassuring me and telling me everything would be okay as I cried into her arms, with my mother and siblings also crying. Turns out, after getting looked at, I was told that same woman was a spirit that's been watching over me for some time now. You can see why I place a lot of faith in my dreams then. But this past dream I had a few nights back has me a little worried. Sorry to make it brief, I currently moved back in with my abusive father due to unfortunate circumstances, and as of recently, my mother has planned to finally separate from him after like 20 years of endless bullshit. Cut to a few weeks back, and I have a dream about him. I don't recall anyone else in my dream, but I do remember it was only him, and he seemed very upset, saying angry things. The only thing I was able to make out was that he threatened to burn down our house, and he had his shotgun with him. I woke up in a fright, and now I'm terrified. Granted, I admit I was stressing and thinking about him before I went to bed, but this is too coincidental. It also doesn't help that my mother told me she also had a dream she didn't like very much. She dreamt of being chased by a man, and she sought refuge in a random woman's home, but the man continued to pursue her. Needless to say, I'm awfully concerned now. Is someone trying to tell me something? Is this an actual warning? Or am I only letting my paranoia get to me?
Hopefully you aren't hearing this message because you are asleep, but if you are still awake, I would like to thank you for joining us for tonight's Dreamtime Transmission.